What's up everybody, it's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and in this video we're going to be doing some more farming here at Overpower level 8 with my farming Zer0. We very recently farmed for a grounded hide of Terramorphous, so we've actually got him spec'd out for melee here. And the item that we're going to be farming for today is another Terramorphous item, or at least it would be without the community patch. But with the community patch we'll actually be able to farm for a Pitchfork from Prospector Zeke as well. Now, Prospector Zeke is an enemy out in the Tundra Express, and with the community patch, he can drop both the Pitchfork and the Cluck. So, hopefully we're able to pull a good Pitchfork from him. I would love to get a pacifying Pitchfork with a Dahl grip in the corrosive element. That's the version I'm most looking for, but I'd imagine that would be quite difficult to farm. Regardless, I do want to go try to farm this guy because he finally drops, or there's finally a reason to farm him, basically. He's never really been an enemy that I've farmed before, so I think it'll be kind of interesting. Now, Tundra Express actually has a number of different entrances to it. There are the two fast travels, the main one, and then the lesser used farmhouse one. Then there's another map exit point that takes you to the end of the line. And so I think this is actually going to be the closest one to Prospector Zeke, which is going to be the farmhouse. And we're going to climb up this ladder here. Perhaps I should use a different weapon than the grog nozzle to break that electrical box. But that'll get us out by some Varkids. Now, I do have to warn you guys, it's been a while since I played Melee Zer0, so this may be bad. We'll see how it goes. Alright, is there any alive there? Perfect. That'll give us a follow-through bonus and we can run a little bit faster here. Yeah, as you can see, that was my 8th enemy killed, or probably 7th and 8th enemy killed. With a roid shield here on this character, so definitely not a lot of melee, that's been done with this character. This does look like it gets us pretty close to Prospector Zeke here. Now, there is one thing I'm worried about here, which is this conveyor belt system. I know that in the past I've had some trouble getting all the way up there before, so hopefully we don't have those issues here. Ooh, there is a corrosive gun over there. I want to avoid that if I can. I'm going to see if I can get away with engaging a very few amount of these enemies and just kind of rushing up here. And I think that that will work most of the time unless any of them spawn with like a really obnoxious gun. I don't know what's going on there. That's a pretty tough jump, but we made it, so now we'll be up to Prospector Zeke pretty quickly here. Go ahead and switch to a slagging weapon. Alright, so there's our dude. Perfect. So there he's dead. And I didn't see that he dropped a pitchfork. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead and quit out. And then we'll go back in. We could fight all of his mole rat friends and everything. But being that we're going to need to kill him, I would assume several times in order to even find one corrosive pitchfork, much less a good one. I think it would be beneficial just to kind of concentrate on him. And so that's what I plan to do. Perfect. Get those 2 kills. That'll increase my mini must fall time, or my deception time through mini must fall at the very least, and give us a pretty sweet follow through bonus. With 10 points in follow through, that's 5 from my skill points and then another 5 from the comm. That gives us 80% extra movement speed after a kill, which is pretty nice. You definitely feel that when playing Melee Zer0 over playing Sniper Zer0. You notice that you're moving a lot quicker. It makes certain jumps possible that are not possible with Sniper Zer0, so that's pretty cool. Blow up a couple of those barrels there. I don't know if I should kill one of these dudes or what's going on here. I should probably use deception now, though, since I actually got hit. Alright, so that's not that bad. I feel like we can make it up into this conveyor pretty much every time, and they can't really shoot me when I'm up here. This second jump here, though, where I go from conveyor to conveyor, is pretty tough. It looks like I have to face that other way in order to make the jump. That kind of makes sense. Alright, try to find Zeke again before... Whoa! These guys are doing a lot of damage to me there. Alright, so there's our boy. Go ahead and throw some kunai at him. Hopefully that gets him slagged. Shield is stripped. He did not get slagged. What a jerk. Alright, so we'll just beat him up here. And he did drop a pitchfork. What type of pitchfork was that? It looked like a non-elemental. And It's going to be an operational pitchfork. Now, what in the world kind of accessory is that, I wonder? I'm not really sure. I should know what accessory that is. I'll probably have to go back and watch my own sniper parts video to figure that one out. But it's a non-elemental. Obviously, it's overpowered level 8. It's got this cool camo skin that I like. You know, it's kind of an Arctic camo. I do find it a little bit weird that there was not an Arctic camo by default in the game, not even one weapon, because there are a lot of Arctic maps, right? So I figured they would have at least one Arctic camo weapon in the game. And I think it's pretty cool that we're able to mod that onto the pitchfork here. I think that makes it pretty cool, and maybe it would be a cool weapon to use in parts of this map, the Tundra Express, because, you know, it's a tundra. But also some of the earlier maps as well, like the, oh man, what's it called? The map with Claptrap and Hammerlock and stuff. Oh man, what was that map called? That's embarrassing. I've played that map, you know, literally hundreds of times. I know how we can figure it out real quick. There's a fast travel right here. What is that? The Southern Shelf. Yeah, that is a very icy map. All right. I should have known that. I knew it was Liarsburg, at least. All right. So, we'll run out here, despite my memory lapse there, and, you know, get ready to kill some of these dudes. They all die, like, from just my Nova. And so I did say that this was a perfect height of Terramorphous, but I guess there's a fourth part, or I don't know which part it would be. There's an extra part on the height of Terramorphous that there isn't on a lot of other shields, and that's the one that's actually going to affect the Nova damage, the Nova radius, and the spike damage. So perhaps these three numbers could go a little bit higher. But I do believe we have the highest roid damage possible, which is the stat I am most interested in. Regardless, it looks like the Nova is still powerful enough to kill trash mobs at overpower level 8, and I would assume that the spike damage is enough to get my health back when I'm using the Grog Nozzle. So in that regard, I'm not too worried about the Nova or the spike damage not being strong enough, because the only thing I ever really used those for was health gating anyway, so we'll still be able to health gate. Whoa, okay. So some Goliath diggers here this time. That's a little bit different than what we had last time. One of those Goliaths that got his head knocked off or his helmet knocked off. He may be running up here to fight me in just a second, so he can actually jump up here. We'll see if he follows us all the way up. Alright, so looking... Whoa, I felt like if I looked this way, then I would be able to make the jump easier, but it was still kind of a difficult jump. Alright. So there's another Goliath digger up here, and there's this guy as well. Make sure he gets slagged. Cool, we'll kill both of them. Another pitchfork, and another non-elemental one. This one's going to be liquid. So we have this one here, and I would assume this is the stability prefix. Now, on a Dahl Pitchfork, I don't think that that's going to be that big a deal, because I think it's, you know, like a fairly non-recoily weapon anyway because of the Dahl mechanic, but we'll see. Go ahead and quit out here. 2 pitchforks in a row, that's pretty good. But neither of them were elemental, which worries me a little bit. Now I bet we'll go on some sort of pitchfork drought. I guess every roll is supposed to be independent, but really it does feel like you go on streaks, you know? And if you've been too lucky for a little while, then you feel like you're going to be unlucky for a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me here. We'll see. Should probably switch back to that Fire Pimpernel in that auxiliary weapon slot there, just in case I do run into some trouble. Alright. Cool. That'll give me my follow-through bonus, and we'll rush forward here. I can't believe we're getting those badass rank challenges. This character has a lot of hours on it, and I guess, you know, most, or, you know, probably almost all of those hours were done primarily with sniper rifles, except for the very few things that I couldn't have done with a sniper. So, that's pretty cool. Alright, throw our deception there. I guess I could kill like one of these dudes for a follow-through bonus, but it may make jumping up on the conveyor a little bit harder, actually, moving that fast with our follow-through bonus. I truly don't know what the easy way to make that jump is. It seems like I have trouble with it every time we come up here. I'm going to try again. Now it looks like my shield is burning me. That's not any good. We'll wait for that to kind of stop happening. Alright, I finally got up here. It's probably noticeable that I'm one of those people that moves around when I'm gaming here because my mic probably sounds a little bit different when I'm making those jumps. Sometimes I wiggle a little bit. Makes me feel foolish, but, you know, I've done that since I was a kid. It's kind of fun. Alright, no third pitchfork in a row, unfortunately. We'll out melee this dude just because we can. I love kill and blow. Alright, so yeah, nothing special over here. We'll go ahead and quit out again, and we'll farm him again. So far, I think we're 2 for 4. That's pretty solid, you know? A legendary every other time. But I don't expect that we'll be able to keep up that rate for very long. We'll see. I don't know why I need to reload the rapier. I'm never going to shoot it at an enemy, but whatever. We'll use it to poke at an enemy. They all die just because of that one Nova, and they're not even slagged. That's crazy. I wonder if the community patch did anything to buff Nova damage. Maybe. Probably not, though. In a recent video, I did say that, you know, Gauge isn't very fun to play. I may try to make a Gauge build work. I've always had an idea that Gauge could be fun to play if you were using blood-soaked shields in combination with the black hole shield and just really moving enemies around. I think it could be possible. I may try it. There may be something with the community patch that made Gauge more fun. I don't know. I might look into it. But if you had like black holes and quasars, it might be cool. There might be a way you could make that work. I'll have to look into it. I'm sure someone's already done it, but, you know, I'll give it my own shot. Whoa, I can't move. What's going on? Alright, finish him off there. I hope his loot didn't fly into that abyss there, but I didn't see anything. So, with that in mind, I'm going to pretend that we didn't lose out on a bunch of stuff. Those guys are all dead, though. It looks like we are getting our melee legs back, which is good. You know, I've spent a lot of time playing Melee Zero. I know what the principles of it are. Hopefully, we don't look too foolish having not played Melee Zero in a long time. I would say that Melee Zero does have a steeper learning curve than a lot of other playstyles in Borderlands 2, because I haven't seen a playstyle quite like that in a lot of other games. I have trouble thinking of another game where I intentionally damage myself with, or anybody really intentionally damages themselves with grenades as often as you do when playing Melee Zero. It's so weird that the Nova is that powerful. I guess it makes sense, you know. The Hide of Terramorphous was supposed to be a, you know, very special shield. It's one of the only shields, I think, that is named specifically after an enemy. There's some other Terramorphous named gear, such as the Teeth of Terramorphous and Blood of Terramorphous, and that's kind of cool. I wish they had done that with some other raid bosses as well. I don't know what you'd do for Verm. Maybe like Wings of Terramorphous or something, or Wings of Verm or something, and it would make you jump higher and run faster. It could be like a relic. I don't know. That'd be a cool one. Since there wasn't really a movement speed relic. And that could be like a pretty rare, you know, relic. They could have put that in. But one thing I was thinking about today is that, you know, there was some really good stuff that dropped from Verm. There didn't used to be a whole bunch of variations of the legendary class mods. There were just a few of them, right? And of those few, Verm was the one who dropped them most commonly. You could get them from other places, but Verm was like the best place to get them. And then before Hyperius, Verm was like really the only place I think that you could get the Norfleet as well. And so Verm did have some really good gear that he dropped, right? But then he also dropped, oh, so that's a Fustercluck there. which we don't really need. But then he could also drop the Nasty Surprise, which isn't very good, right? So, I don't know. A boss that's as hard to spawn as Verm, I feel like they could have given him some cool drops too that were named after Terramorphous. And then if they were named after Vermivorous, excuse me. And then if there were 2 raid bosses that were each dropping, gear that were after their name and stuff, or gear that was named after them, then perhaps they would have done that with all of the DLC raid bosses too. It would have been a nice precedent to set. Go ahead and kill these guys, I guess. Alright. Dang, that is some serious movement speed. I do quite like that. And this is a pretty short farming run, There's not too much we can do to really traverse this gap much quicker. I guess I could try to kill some of those second group of Varkids. And maybe I could kill a dude in here and use that movement speed to get up there. But I find that, being consistent about the way we get up there is definitely good, because if we were falling down a bunch because of our increased movement speed and stuff, that might actually slow us down. Alright. Ooh, that was a really good one. That was like my smoothest transition yet there on the conveyor belts. Not my smoothest moment of commentary, but, win some, lose some. I wish one of those kunai would have slagged him there. Sometimes kunai can be counted on for slag, but always best to get the slag done, definitely. Definitively. Now, one thing about kunai in Deception and slag is that, you can't really tell when they're slagged very well. It's kind of possible on some enemies because you can see it dripping from them even in Deception, but on a lot of enemies you can't see it at all. So, something to keep in mind. I wish there was some sort of indicator in Deception that would let you know if enemies were slagged. Perhaps instead of light blue, they could be, like a darker hue of blue, or they could just be another color to indicate that, they're slagged. They could turn purple. That would be, pretty standard. Or maybe they'll turn a different color than purple in Deception, because that's the color they normally are. I don't know what color that would be. Maybe yellow or something. Didn't even get to kill any of those dudes because the Nova took care of all of it. I guess one of them probably took some spike damage, probably, because one of them probably touched me, but other than that, I think it was just Nova. Cool. Get the follow-through bonus with the Pimpernel there. Excellent. Now, hopefully we don't get shot and killed by this guy's relatively nice shotgun that's following us there. It doesn't look like we did. Perfect. Someone has a DOT gun as well. That'll be something to watch out for. I thought I was doing well on that transition for a minute, but... And we still made it. What we did do, though, was waste our Deception, so that's not any good. Try to get this guy slagged. Perfect. Alright, now we'll have Deception back as we close this gap to Zeke. Perfect. See, we started off so strong. Multiple pitchforks in a row. No pitchfork now, though. So we'll go ahead, quit out, and, keep looking for that pitchfork. Bummer, man. See what I was talking about? I said the game is streaky. I know that it's probably just a random roll every time. I'm sure there are people that could actually verify that. But man, you definitely feel those streaks when you're farming for an item, I guess what would be really disappointing is if we got a slag pitchfork. That would be almost entirely useless. The Nova is just wasting them. You can see we've killed 30 enemies with the Nova shield now. There we go. I guess maybe I'll stop using Deception and trying to time it out, because I can just kill them without Deception. That makes sense. I may look into one of the mods to increase the Varkid spawning. That way Verm would be a guaranteed spawn Then we could do some more farming of Verm. That would be pretty fun. Alright. Never really an enemy that I've spent too much time farming. I used to do things where I would use Cheat Engine to make him spawn super often out in the Caustic Caverns or something and farm him that way, but for the most part, never done any serious farming of Verm, just because he's so damn difficult to get to spawn. Luckily, we can fix that, though. It's one of the reasons the Nasty Surprise should be better than it is. So we couldn't strip our shield fully there, and that does happen sometimes, and it's always unfortunate when it happens, because it puts you in a terrible position. I'm going to fight my way out of this just for kicks and giggles. So I knew that guy was in Killing Blow there, so I knew we wouldn't need Roid damage to finish him off, which is why I didn't try to strip my shield again. I'm going to kill these guys too, just because. I thought there was one more. Oh, it's a dig one. He can go underneath the ground. Wonder if this is before dig got nerfed, if it's still as strong as Earthquake in, this generation here. Alright, we'll go ahead and quit out again and look for another Pitchfork. I'm sorry guys, my voice is getting kind of raspy, and I apologize for that. It's a little bit late in the day. Played outside, played Ultimate Frisbee. You use your voice a lot in Ultimate Frisbee if, you're playing somewhat seriously. I don't want to sound like a tryhard or anything, but, you do have to make calls on defense and such. It's a large field. You have to use your voice. So I guess then we can use Deception for these guys up here, maybe? Oh, I missed the Deception shot. It wouldn't let me slide at him, but we still got the kill. So that's pretty good. We get a follow-through bonus for more of this, which is, that's nice. Help us traverse it a little bit quicker. So far, we've only found 2 pitchies, which is only so good. But we'll keep looking. Maybe we'll find a third here in a minute. All right. We're almost up there. Now that was a smooth transition. Nice. Getting better at these conveyor belts as we go along. Looks like another Fustercluck there. Or, no it wasn't. Yeah, it was. Had to be. Let's go ahead and try to kill this guy before he goes underground again there. That was good. Huh, I don't know why I wasn't able to strip my shield there. Alright. So it is kind of a bummer that he drops both the Fustercluck and the Pitchfork. Specifically because I'm looking for the Pitchfork. I guess people who were looking for the Fustercluck might be irritated that he drops the Pitchfork. I don't know. I don't know. Would anyone be interested in that? I'm not sure. We'll have to take another look at the Fustercluck. I'm sure it got buffed as well. Surely we'll get another Pitchfork eventually. It started off so promising, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Alright. More follow-through bonus here. I should have been keeping count of how many times we've killed Prospector Zeke by now, but meh. I'm sure he drops his weapon ever so frequently, so we'll keep looking for it. What I haven't seen yet is a Goliath Blaster, and maybe I'm cursing myself here to seeing a bunch of Goliath Blasters, but I'm starting to get optimistic that maybe they don't spawn in this area, which would be really nice because Goliath Blasters are An especially annoying enemy. But now I don't know what's dealing that much damage to me. It very well could be a blaster. Maybe they replace the blasters with those diggers, which would be nice. Because I don't think these digger ones can spawn with, you know, rocket launchers. Which would be cool, because those rocket Goliaths can be a real pain, depending on which kind of rocket launchers they spawn with. There are certain rockets that move much, much quicker than others, and some that have very large radiuses as well. So when you find one that has a large radius, and the rockets move very quickly, yeah, you can be in for a little bit of trouble. My grenades are low here, so hopefully we get some grenades as we kill all of these Varkids. I'm going to let a few of them group up. We're up to 4 at least now. It's better than we were at. Cool, 5. And then I assume it will recover another as we, you know, go through here. So that's good. Being that it is a chain lightning, it will regenerate grenades for us, which is quite nice. Should have plenty to take out Prospector Zeke, unless we need to use a ton of them for health gating, which is not ideal. Hopefully we don't run into one of those situations. Unfortunate that we've got 2 non-elementals so far. I would love to actually get a corrosive one. I guess I've got a decent fire one. It's got a terrible grip, but it has the best accessory, I think. So that's kind of cool. Hopefully we get a nice corrosive one here eventually as well. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to slag this guy very well, so we're just going to have to hope that he got slagged. And I tried to get the backstab on him, but he just spun around at the last second before I was going to stab him. So, bummer. I do not see any orange weapon on the ground here, so it looks like we're going to have to go an additional time. Go again. Alright, the garnet skin on the Vladoff weapons that you just saw there on the load screen is a little bit aggressive. I think some of the gemstone skins are quite beautiful, but that garnet one, not gonna lie, is kind of ugly. And I say that as a pretty big fan of Vladoff weaponry. Stupid Nova. Killing them so quickly. Oh well. I shouldn't have said that. Stupid Nova. People are going to accuse me of being a Yodi hater again. Oh well. I guess that was predictable. Let's go forward. We're going to climb up this and eventually get to Prospector Zeke again. What in the world happened there? It looked like I got freaking chained off, like there was an anchorman nearby or something. Maybe the inertia just got screwed up. I'm going to wait until I get my deception back again, and then we're going to go forward. I don't want to fight all these guys. I really just kind of want to fight Prospector Zeke. Alright, so now we have deception again. Hopefully nothing funky happens as we climb up here. It really did feel like I got hooked off of there or something. Okay. So we're going to come up here and get this feller slagged. Hopefully he drops a pitchfork this time. That would be ideal. Alright. Any pitchfork? Not that I see, at least. We started off so very well. No pitchfork since, though. I think since our... was it our third run? We had 2 pitchforks by our 3rd run or something, maybe? We at least had 2 by our 4th run. Either way, since then, no freaking pitchforks, man. Keep looking for them, though. Oh my god. Ladder. Alright. One thing that is interesting about Verm as well is if you have multiple of them, they can be very, very easy to bore. And they are bore bait if you have them near a Crystallisk. And there are actually maps where you can spawn Varkets and Crystallisks, namely the Caustic Caverns. There may be another one, but at least the Caustic Caverns, you can spawn both of them. And if you get Verm aggroed on a Crystallisk, and then you use a Pimpernel with Boar, you're pretty much going to one-hit Verm, or you're going to put him in killing blow range, like almost every time. The Boar action with that is pretty serious. So maybe we'll make a video or something on the mod that allows Verm to spawn every single time, or at least a guaranteed Verm spawn if you leave a Varket alive long enough. And then show an easy way to kill him out in the Caustic Caverns. That might not be a bad video. Alright. So you can see that the Nova refilled my health there, so that was pretty cool. Wow, this time we got a Fustercluck and a Pitchfork. This guy's trying to steal my Pitchfork because he is a bastard. It is a Shock Pitchfork, which is pretty cool. Surgical Prefix. I don't know which one that is, but we will find out. Oh, this guy stole the Fustercluck. What a jerk, dude. Alright. So, dropped the Legendary, and then a rat immediately stole the Legendary. It makes sense, though. So now we got a Shock one. I believe this is the Accuracy Bipod, which, unless if that squeezes down the Pitchfork's spread, that might be kind of interesting, but meh. Oh god, that one looks like it's actually Dahl Grip as well. So that one's kind of cool, and it has the Dahl Scope and the Dahl Stock. That one's kind of badass, actually. Interesting. Maybe that's not the Dahl Grip, though. Or maybe operational. This has got to be mag size, right? Because it has a huge magazine size, even though it has the same grip as this one down here. So that one's got to be mag size. This one's got to be stability, and it's got the Hyperion grip, so it kind of sucks. We'll keep this one for now, and we'll keep that one for now. We'll throw a trash on that one. Damn, that's kind of cool that it's all Dahl parts, though. I kind of like that. I think that's a Dahl grip. I'm almost certain, because the Hyperion grip looks like this, so yeah, that's got to be the Dahl grip. Cool. Well, we'll keep going because I said I wanted a corrosive one, and I still do. Funny how that works. I feel like corrosive is probably the best element for this weapon because its spread is best suited for bots, but I do want to test the spread here on the surgical one. So they're about that far apart with the accuracy accessory, and with the regular, or without the accuracy accessory, yeah, they're still the same distance apart. I guess non-elemental is going to get different bullet decals than the shock one, but you can see that the spacing remains consistent between each of these 5 pellets. So with that in mind, I don't think that the operational pitchfork is going to be a good prefix for that weapon, just because basically what I'm saying is the operational pitchfork is not an ideal pitchfork, because you would be better off with a damage or maybe even a fire rate accessory, because I don't think we're getting a lot out of that accuracy accessory because of the predictable spread pattern of the weapon. Anywho, a little bit disappointed about the accessory on the shock one, but it does have a cool grip. It's got a cool stock and scope too. Oh well. Cool. That'll make me move quicker there. And hopefully we get another, real quick pitchfork. Maybe we'll go on a hot streak after going on that little bit of a cold streak. That should make us move a little bit quicker as well. Excellent. Yeah, we could definitely do some Verm farming for a Norfleet out in the Caustic Caverns. That might be kind of fun. I did farm for a Norfleet on this character before. Found a slag one from Hyperius. It's not really the ideal version of the Norfleet. Not that I plan to use the Norfleet too much on my Zer0, but, you know, maybe. Be nice to have at least. It's a fun item to farm. Cool. No pitchfork this time. Cool mini must fall chain between those two dudes, though. So we'll go again. I'd hope I could get a corrosive pitchfork. It's just tough sometimes, you know, to get the element of the weapon that you're looking for. Oh well. We'll break that electrical box in a variety of ways so that we do not become worn down by the monotony. Just kill a bunch of these little guys real quick. Unlock the skin. Awesome. Alright. Now that skin's taking up space in my inventory, we'll have to get rid of that eventually. Get on over to Prospector Zeke here. It's a shame that none of the enemies spawn early and like peak right here or something, because I might be able to like execute fly to them, but I don't think they do. So we're going to keep going up the conveyor belt. It's been working fairly effectively for us. We've found a number of pitchforks at least, which is more pitchforks than I've ever found before. Because obviously when you're farming Terramorphous, the pitchfork is a pretty rare drop from Terramorphous, like all of his drops, but he's got that crowded loot pool. He takes forever to kill, and that's just, you know, one of the things about Terramorphous. And crowded loot pools in general. I like that, you know, there are items that, or, you know, that there are bosses that can drop a wide variety of stuff. I think that it's very good for players who are just looking for anything, you know, who haven't found what they're specifically looking for yet and are kind of trialing out different gear and stuff. I think that that can be very cool. I think that Pete's really good for that. You can find almost anything from Pete if you farm him long enough, as far as orange items go at least, because he can do good, you know, world drops. But obviously there are a bunch of Seraph items he can't drop. He can't drop the Norfleet, so there's a bunch of stuff you can't get from Pete. But what I'm saying is that it's cool that some bosses have a wide variety of gear so you can try out a bunch of different stuff after farming them. But if you find out then that you like one specific piece of that gear, for example, the hide of Terramorphous from Terramorphous or the pitchfork from Terramorphous, then it can be really difficult to find the version of that item that you are looking for, because there are so many items that can take its place. For example, it took me quite a while to find this shield. In looking for this shield, we found a number of other variants of it that I don't have on me any longer, but we also found items like this, the Breath of Terramorphous, and we also found stuff like the Blood of Terramorphous as well. So because of that, and the Teeth of Terramorphous, so because of that, it can make it really difficult to farm a perfect pitchfork. I think we only got one pitchfork from Terramorphous, probably this one, I think. No, it was the fire one, this one. So we only got one pitchfork from Terramorphous that whole time we were farming him. And I do like that there is another place to farm for that pitchfork now. Otherwise, I wouldn't have kept farming Terramorphous for it. So it's definitely cool that there are bosses that can drop everything, but then once you find a specific item that you want, it's really nice when there is a single mini-boss that actually drops that item. For example, the Sham and the Bitch, which both drop from Bunker, are really difficult farms because they don't drop from other characters or other enemies. And because of that, oh my god, that same thing happened again. It can be really difficult to actually farm for a version that you want because Bunker has a large loot pool. And maybe if you're looking for those specific items and then you get a head, for example, for a character that you don't play, you know that head's a rare drop because people have said that they've been looking for them and everything, but I'm not really one who collects customization items, so if you get one of the heads from Terramorphous or Bunker, you know that that's you not getting the weapon you were looking for or the shield that you were looking for. And that's always irritating, you know? So it's very nice that there are enemies with smaller loot pools that are dropping the specific items that we are looking for. This guy's trying to back away, so we'll hit him with my gun here. The sidearm. The sidearm sniper. Interesting. Well, he didn't drop a pitchfork there, so we'll keep going. I do think it's cool that he can drop the pitchfork and the fustercluck at the same time. So now I don't feel bad when I see a fustercluck coming because I don't think that is blocking me from getting a pitchfork, which is awesome. Just beat them all up there. Alright. I don't know how many more runs I'm going to do on this guy. I feel like I just want to find one corrosive pitchfork and then call it good for now, and then maybe if we find the pitchfork fun enough to use, we can actually go back and look for a perfect variant. I'm not sure. It's going to take a while to find a corrosive one, I'd imagine. There are, I guess, 5 different elements it can spawn in, right? There's non-elemental, slag, shock, corrosive, and fire. So with that in mind, even if we get a pitchfork, there's only a 1 in 5 chance that it's actually going to be a correct element. And that's assuming that they're all weighted, you know, equally. I hope that they are. The corrosive pitchfork is good for bots. It might be fun to use, so I do want one. How did that guy not get slagged? I should have thrown more kunai on this guy, but I was thinking that we might be able to finish him off, or at least push him into killing blow range. It didn't work out, though. Regardless, he's dead again, so we'll go again. Cool. Didn't even blow up that barrel. That's nice. Man, I wish that the drop rate was higher. Make farming a lot easier. Oh well. I guess that's another thing too. The pitchfork, even in its patched version, isn't, it's, community patch version. It's not really strong enough to warrant being a raid boss exclusive, I don't think. Much like the nasty surprise, an item that's that difficult to acquire, I would expect it to be a little bit better. And, well, don't get me wrong, the pitchfork is good now, that's why I'm looking for it. But for it to be raid boss exclusive, I would kind of hope that it's like Hide of Terramorphous good, or Norfleet good, or Legendary Class Mod good, instead of just Pitchfork good, especially unbuffed Pitchfork good, because unbuffed Pitchfork was just an ammo waster, you know what I mean? It was not a very good sniper at all. I would have probably rather have used a regular purple Dahl. So with that in mind, yeah, I don't know. If you're gonna make an item raid boss exclusive, I think it should at least be good. Or at least, it should at least be better than its purple counterparts, in my opinion. Some people might disagree. Threw my decoy a little bit too early here. Hopefully this guy gets slagged. He definitely didn't because his shield didn't get stripped by the chain lightning there, so my mistake. The runs are getting worse. Oh well. We'll kill this dude as well. I was going to kill that dude, but I don't want to wait on him, so we'll quit out, and then we'll look for another pitchfork. I was also told that I need to farm... Ooh, that's a sweet skin. I was also told that I need to farm a level 30 slag grenade instead of the overpower level 8 slag grenade, and that makes sense to me, so in the future we might be doing quite a few peak kills to stack up on some Seraph crystals. I could go down to normal mode and, I guess, farm Seraph crystals kind of easily. That was stupid on my part. But, I don't really want to do that. I would rather just kill him at overpower level 8. Seems kind of lame to go down to, level 30 and kill a raid boss like that to get Seraph crystals. I guess they could have made, him drop like 8 Seraph crystals at normal mode. 16 at True Vault Hunter mode and then have him drop like 40 every time. Maybe not 40. Maybe it's like 5 at normal mode, 10 at True Vault Hunter mode, and then like 20 at Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, and then 25 at Overpower level 8. I think that would be a good amount of Seraph Crystals, actually. And that's one way you could actually still have Seraph Crystals dropping in earlier modes. Then if there truly are players who just do not meet the gear requirements for raid boss farming at Ultimate Vault Hunter mode yet, like they're working on it, they want to get there eventually, then they could drop down to an easier mode and then grab a good antagonist or a good blockade or, you know, something like that. So, I don't know, that could be kind of cool. Good O negative. I think all Seraph items should be purchasable from the Seraph vendors. I think that is a weird decision that Gearbox made in order to take some of the previously purchasable Seraph items and make them raid boss only. They should still be available from the vendor in my mind. Though negative is available from the vendor in my game because I made it that way. I like it better that way because it would just be way, way, way too difficult to farm for a specific version of that slag grenade from Pete. I say that having farmed for a specific version of the Height of Terramorphous from Terramorphous, but then again, I guess that was made easier to do. Go ahead and kill these dudes. I don't know why I was walking away from them there. An adult Varkid. Wow. Cool. Neat. That took them out. Or at least it took enough of them out. I wonder if there is a sneakier way to get up to Prospector Zeke. I would assume that there's not. No, because I think if you fall down there, you're dead. So, I'll make sure I don't die there. It's kind of a bummer. It would be cool if there was some sort of sneaky route that would get you up here super quick. I would kind of like that. All right, getting better at the conveyor belt transition though, which is always good. Damn it, that's unfortunate. I should have switched to the Grog Nozzle a little bit sooner, but whatever. Grog Nozzle Pimpernel got me up, so it could be worse. Still no pitchfork. I'm going to go until we get at least one more pitchfork. Within reason. We could theoretically never get one, but it would seem that would be unlikely. We're gonna keep trying here. Looks like I am getting low on pistol ammo. We might have to eventually buy ammo. We may have to blow up this box as well. Perfect. It was good that I used a lot of my pistol ammo doing that. Damn ladder. Alright. Nice. That gave us some shotgun ammo that we didn't need. How is that not dropping pistol ammo, I wonder? I really feel like it should. Whatever. We'll get pistol ammo from somewhere else. Perhaps we could swing by Tina's and use her vending machines. She's nice like that. She'll let us. Stupid fire melon, dude. Everything's going south. Oh well. Ooh, that guy's got a fire dot. Try to avoid those bullets if we can. Leave that over there. Hopefully not get shot at. Not kill myself on my own kunai. Oh god. That wasn't terrible as far as the conveyor belt transition went there. No, it's just a fuster cluck. I'll stand here and punch this guy to death. I'd do the same to that guy, but he's going away. Perfect. So all of those guys died, and none of them wanted to world drop a pitchfork. Ain't that rude? We'll go again. I want to go until I get at least one more pitchfork here. Then we'll have farmed how many pitchforks? I had one to begin with. How many do we have now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've only found 3 pitchforks so far? That seems ridiculous, man. Oh well, we'll keep going. Kunai those, I guess, and then shoot the Pimpernel anyway. It wouldn't really even be that big a deal to run out of grog nozzle ammo. Oh, maybe I can't hold very much grog nozzle ammo because I never bought freaking pistol ammo SDUs. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why the game wasn't dropping more pistol ammo for me. Maybe this is like my max pistol ammo. Yeah, I can only hold like 200 pistol ammo. Yeah, that makes sense. I've never bought pistol ammo SDUs on this character because I've only ever used snipers. Do I need a pistol ammo SDU? Only buying sniper rifle SDUs was kind of strategic in a way, because I didn't want the game to think that I needed any other ammo drops. But if I'm always full on ammo when I'm playing Sniper Zero, it shouldn't drop, other ammo anyway. It's an interesting conundrum for me to work through. I'll have to think about that. Interesting. I think I'm just going to not buy them. We would need to farm a lot of iridium to buy them anyway, which would suck. Oh my god, speaking of things that suck. Alright. So, we fell off the conveyor belt there, which sucked. Try to get back on it here. Oh no. Alright, so we took out most of those dudes. We do not have deception for a little bit, so I am going to have to throw that to keep my health up. And now we'll try to sneak through here without falling down. Maybe this time the game will see fit to give me a pitchfork because it knows I've tried so hard. We'll see. We'll see. Come on. It's at least a sniper. We're moving in the right direction. There are a bunch of other items that I need to farm as well. But man, do I really want a corrosive pitchfork. I didn't want the pitchfork farming to be multiple episodes, but it might need to be. That may just be the way it is, And it may be that in a future video I just show you a bunch of Zeke kills instead of the run every time, because I understand that it does get a little bit derivative at some point. A little bit too monotonous. Like, alright, we get it. You can kill Zeke, but, still gotta kill him to get the pitchfork, so that's how it goes. I don't understand, though. It seemed like we were having real solid luck at the start. Now we're having what I would consider to be poor luck, Leave that guy over there. Oh my gosh, let me through. Getting crushed. Alright, there we go. Looks like we'll have plenty of grenades to engage this feller with, which is good. Excellent, he got slagged there. How did that not finish him off? Oh well. An explosive Fustercluck. But why no Pitchfork? He drops the Fustercluck almost every time. Not every time, but it feels that way. Damn it. We need the Pitchfork more commonly. I'm sure that we'll go on a lucky streak eventually, but right now, I would consider myself on a cold streak. Maybe not. Maybe we are getting it about 10% of the time. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just impatient. In fact, I know that to be true. I wish it one with the gun was higher in Zero's sniper skill tree. I wish it one with the gun was like up here. Because I would take it one with the gun over headshot, I think. Oh well. Looking at that magazine size on the Pimpernel right now is what made me think of that. Like, only 10 in the mag? What the hell? Oh yeah, I don't have one with the gun. That's a bummer. And because of that, it reloads slower and stuff too. Sniper Zero does that particular motion a lot quicker than Melee Zero. Killer kind of mitigates that though. If you've recently gotten a kill, you should be okay. Granted, you have Killer when you're playing Sniper Zero as well, so if you have that one with the gun and Killer is active, then you're going to, you know, really reload quickly. I keep throwing those kunai in front of myself. I don't want to accidentally kill myself, but it will happen if I keep accidentally doing that, especially if they happen to be boosted by roid damage. Kunai can be boosted by roid damage, and when they are boosted by roid damage, they deal a significant amount of damage, and so that's something you need to watch out for. I am no stranger to killing myself with kunai. Oh, and when you don't have that one with the gun, the hip fire accuracy is a lot worse as well. At one with the gun is a dope skill. Come on. Give me that pitchfork, boy. Why is it taking so long? Just gotta be patient. We're gonna get a pitchfork. I know it. And it's totally not gonna be a shitty slag pitchfork. Hopefully. Should probably patch out a bunch of the slagged weapons. There are only like a handful of slag weapons that are even worth using in slag. And so getting a slag weapon, you know, like a slag pitchfork, for example, is a shitty weapon. You don't want a slag pitchfork. I don't know. It might be something to look into. I do like the idea of slag. I would have preferred them to make slag Malawan only, except for special, unique weapons. Like, the Slagga is a bandit weapon, and obviously it's one of the very few good slagging weapons. But beyond that, most good slagging weapons, the Grog Nozzle, the Ruby, the Pimpernel, those are all Malawan. You know, the Slow Hand, Malawan as well. Or actually, the Slow Hand's not, huh? The Slow Hand is Hyperion. So I would be okay with it if it was just Moxie weapons, just Malawan weapons, and very few other Slagga-only uniques. That might work. And then grenades, obviously, I think slag grenades are pretty awesome, so keep the slag grenades, but certain guns you would never want in slag is what I'm trying to say. Like, we talked about the Hyperion bitch earlier. A slag bitch is going to be another weapon that you just don't want in slag. And especially if you spent some time farming for it, it would be really disappointing to find a slag variant. Speaking of disappointing, there was no pitchfork there. We'll go again. That pink gemstone weapon looked kind of cool there. I think Vladoff definitely, and maybe the only, ugly gemstone skin. I don't know what they were thinking with that one. They could have done so much better for Vladoff. Oh well. How did I miss so many times? Oh well. Kept sliding off those little anthill things that they're building. It's weird that after the first stage, there's no difference between regular Varkids and blood Varkids. The blood Varkids are significantly stronger in that baby stage, but then once they go to adult Varkid, they seem to be entirely identical. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's how I perceive it anyway. Alright, we're going to get a pitchfork this time. It's just been too damn long. Hopefully we actually get it. Alright, get Zeke spawning here. Trying a slightly different angle of approach. I don't know if that's really beneficial for anything, though. No pitchfork. Should ask you the same question, digger. Alright, so now the digger is dead, and there's another digger over here. Go ahead and kill him as well. Perfect. Alright, I'd wait around to kill that guy, but I want to kill Zeke again. So we're going to go again. I don't understand why it's taking so long to find another pitchfork here at this point. I'm beginning to lose my patience, but I understand that's just how RNG works. It does wear on you, though, I promise you that. All I wanted was a corrosive pitchfork, damn it. Oh man, I would be ecstatic to learn that Gearbox is allowing gear customization in future iterations of Borderlands. One way that they could do that, kind of confirm it for Borderlands 3, is if there's really going to be a Borderlands 1 remaster or remake of some capacity, if they added it experimentally to that, well, that could be pretty awesome, you know? It would give everyone a chance to provide feedback for it, and maybe they could refine the system even more before Borderlands 3 was released. I do think it is a little bit wild, though, that there's just no NPC in Borderlands that currently allows for, you know, even swapping the optic on a weapon. It seems very, very strange. It's how it's always been, but that doesn't mean that that's how it always has to be. I'll hope for that sort of change to come to the world. Alright. Go ahead and get Prospector Zeke slagged here. Wanted to mini-must fall chain that dude into this dude, but he died too quickly. Still, no damn pitchfork. We'll go again. I'm gonna give it a maximum of 5 more runs. I can only do this so many times. If we have to do more videos on farming a pitchfork, so be it. It's kind of a fun farming run. I wish it was a little bit closer. I wish that this ladder was a little bit kinder to me. But, you know, overall, it's not a terrible farming run. You know, there is some stuff here that we just have to walk through, but not a huge deal. I definitely think this spawn point is closer than any other spawn point, even if we did do the end of the line spawn point, which is right over there, which is still pretty close to this area, probably about the same total distance-wise from the farmhouse. But then instead of you know, passing easy to kill Varkids over there, we would be passing enemies that can spawn with rocket launchers over there by the houses across from Tiny Tina's cave. And that would be a little bit more difficult. The Chain Lightning is a ridiculously effective health gating weapon. It activates almost immediately, and even if you don't throw it reasonably close to a bunch of enemies, it will still bounce on over to them. And so that's very, very effective. Go ahead and get this guy slagged. Kunai'd and bladed. So we finally... Oh, it's a corrosive one! Thank goodness, dude. I was giving up, to be honest with you. So now we at least have a corrosive one. Where is it? You corrosive bastard. Alright, so it's right here. Looks like we got a Vlad off grip on it. Vladoff scope. That's a Vladoff stock, excuse me, and a Hyperion scope. So, probably not the best variant of a corrosive one here. We may have to eventually look for a better variant, but at least I have one for right now. Not terrible for the first session of farming pitchforks, but I do think we'll have to look for some better ones here in the future. At least I got a few flavors of it now. Even though they're not perfect, they are overpower level 8, so, it could be better, could be worse. I'm trying to remain happy here. I don't want to look for them for too awful long, but it was a good warm-up with Melee Zero, certainly. Got some good practice in here. Got the melee legs back under us a little bit. So that's good stuff. It's important because, like I said, this playstyle is different than a lot of other playstyles. And because of that, it requires a little bit more practice, perhaps. And so before we go to a bunch of different areas, it was good to get in a little bit of targeted practice here. That's good stuff. Kill this guy because he's got that shock weapon, and this guy was going to die anyway, apparently. So, cool. Overall, how many pitchforks did we farm? We farmed 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, I think, because there are 5 in our inventory right now, and we started with 1. So that's pretty good. I don't know. I would love to have a Dahl grip on this guy. We're going to have to eventually farm for at least a perfect corrosive variant. So there may be some spliced together kills of Prospector Zeke coming up here where I just kill him over and over again without showing you guys the run every single time, because I can understand that the run is rather repetitive. But, oh well. I'm going to run out here on this edge for a second just to try to determine if there is possibly a back way into here. I just don't think there is. I don't think I can scale this cliff. Yeah, it seems that the slope is too much for us. So we can't run up that thing. And I don't think there are any enemies that would spawn that would allow me to execute up there. So I really don't think there was a better way to get into there. But like I said, we did farm for some pitchforks, but we did not farm for the one that I truly wanted, which is going to be a perfect corrosive variant, or at least a Dahl gripped corrosive variant with a beneficial accessory. We don't really have that yet, so we may have to do some more pitchfork farming in the future, but either way, it was pretty successful pitchfork farming. And like I said, we also did get some practice with Melee Zero before we do some more Melee Zero stuff that may be a little bit more challenging coming up. Regardless, though, did find a corrosive pitchfork, so pretty happy with that. It's a fun weapon to take out bots with. This isn't an ideal variant, so perhaps we can test out how this one performs and then decide if we want to look for that perfect one. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. I'd appreciate that as well. Otherwise, I do hope to catch you next time. Taking a look at this little building right here, because I don't really spend too much time on this part of this map. I also don't really want to get run over by a train right now, but I understand that it could happen. Oh. I guess that's why this building is here. It has a little vault symbol on it. I would know that if I've ever actually looked for the vault symbols. So, Cult of the Vault, there we go. Maybe we'll do a video showing where all of the Cult of the Vaults are. I'm sure that that video is several years overdue, and that a bunch of people have already made it. I'm probably not going to make that one. One more time, guys, thanks for watching, and I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.